So how did all these got started? The kind of you see me as a person right now, this is not me. And this was never me. I will not got some other family, but after cribbing and doing all things like, doing that negotiations with God, I got to know there is no choice. You cannot. So I'm a personal brand designer and I help people to transform their average personality to becoming a brand personality. Right, Akansha? So end of the day, if we are dealing with the people, it's very much important to build that particular trust within that particular people. Great. So, yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me on this particular in front of your community. And I'm really glad and thankful for you because you're just doing an amazing job. And I was listening to you, like, when you started your call with your code of honor. This is something which is very much important. And that is something which I want to link myself to the question you asked about the quit. That is also. So the code of honor which you said, like the integrity, the learn, the implement, grow, support, contribution, this is something which is very, very much important. This is something which is very much important for a community. You as a person, when you are leading as a leader, okay, and you are giving them this kind of a code of honor, so that when they are in set of some groups or maybe at home, they will stick to these kind of a code of honor. Correct. Right. So this comes to the part, like, where you asked about that, like, how this quit mediocrity, the book quit mediocrity, all got started. Similarly, like, if some, like, if you know about me, like, you might be knowing a little bit about me. For everybody, let me share about a little bit about myself. Like, I'm Ravi Nadar and I'm from Mumbai in my home studio. Okay. So I'm a personal brand designer and I help people to transform their average personality to becoming a brand personality. Now, why this is very much important, okay, which is also connected to the first impression as well, in a little bit, like, I will start sharing with you. So how did all these got started? The kind of you seeing me as a person right now, this is not me. And this was never me. I was born in a lower middle class family, okay, where every now and then there used to be a fight. If there is no fight in the neighbor in the chawl, maybe you are aware of a chawl, like, how the chawl and the people who stays in a chawl, and especially in a Mumbai chawls, like, always there is an abuse, some drugs, or, like, every now and then there is, it's not the right environment over there. So I was born and brought up from there. Okay. So if I'm not able to find some fights around my neighbor, I would be finding fight at my place at home. Wow. Okay. So that is the kind of a relationship from childhood. That is the environment where I was born. And there was no one, or no one can, like, tell me, or there was nowhere that I will be able to become a person who I am right now. वो chance ही नहीं था. Right. So coming from that particular background, and especially when it comes to living in that kind of a house, whenever there is a rainy season, people used to, like, they used to feel happy about that rainy season. Correct. And they want to enjoy that rainy season. Like, they want to eat that pakoda, bhajias and everything and have that chai. But I was the one who used to hate always the rainy season. And I used to think that, hey, God, why there is a rainy season in life? You know why? The reason, because every now and then when there was a rainy season, I the family was worried because the house where we were living in with a cement roof, in that cement roof there was a leakage used to happen. Oh. So every here and there we used to put the utensil, so that, like, once it is overflowed, then again we have to turn it, like, we have to put it into the, like, pour that out, and then again we have to, like, fill that. So the entire rainy season for the next 4 months, that is how, like, we used to live. And it was so hectic and it was so painful. Sometimes I used to, like, crib, and I used to, like, always blame, like, God, why didn't you, like, made my upbringing, or why didn't, like, why you made me to, like, you brought me in this particular family. Have you not got some rich family? Have you not got some other family? But after cribbing and doing all things, like, doing that negotiations with God, I got to know there is no choice. You cannot choose your family. Right. So, but the way I am saying it right now, and, like, smiling on that particular thing, it's not that easy during that particular time. So always there was inside in me, like, whatever challenges I was facing, compared to that, not only that, like, there was a financial challenges, and every now and then there used to be a fight just because of a finance. Though, like, my dad was working in a great service, but still, from first till 10th, we used to live like a king, and from 20, 10 till 30th, we used to live like a beggar. Oh. Now people can relate to me, like, we know the moment we get a salary, hey, I can do this, I am buying this, I'm doing this. That's my 10th tarik talak, the salary is gone. The rest 20 days, you're just figuring out, hey, what is that I need to do? Correct? So that was the situation, and that was not a situation like, a day or 2 day, 3 day or 30 day. It was from since long year. And even like, when I was into my colleges, I got a big zero. And like, I'm a college dropout guy. I'm not graduated yet. Because for me, definitely education is important, but more than education, what is important is like how I can come out of this situation. That is important, because my family was struggling on this, I was struggling, and because of this I was not able to get. I studied from the English medium school, I never spoke a word of English.
Okay, so coming back from that particular background, okay, where I was like, I got dropped out of the college because what is happening is a relationship, there was no harmony in the family. Okay, so when there is no harmony in the family, you're not able to focus on studies. When you're not able to focus on studies, what happens? You result like, you just get like, neither you will be able to get that passing mark. But I have a huge, I would love to appreciate most of them. Despite of these challenges, they are able to complete the studies, especially like, women. So hats off to them. But for me, like, I was not that kind of a guy, like, where I was able to focus and do all the thing. So despite like, during that college time as well, I started working on a part-time job in a Pizza Hut for 1,300 rupees as a part-time, so that I said, okay, let me taste some money. Okay. And but that led to into like, quitting my this college and everything. Despite my father told me number of times that, hey, do not worry, don't take tension about money, I am there, I will manage it. But I said no, because I don't know how Harappa civilization is going to come and rescue my family when it comes to like, the studying uh, all those different the syllabus, each and everything which we have.
So I was worried that like, what is that Harappa civilization or the syllabus, what college or school teaching, how it is going to help me to come out of my challenges. So I didn't get any answer. The answer I only got is I have to work on myself. So that's when the journey started about how I can quit the mediocre life. That's when I also gave a book, a name of it, Quit Mediocrity. Because it's not me. There are so many number of people who is going through these challenges. Now, if I am able to come out of these challenges, how can I help others also to come out of that challenges? Despite of studying in English medium, not speaking a word of English, it's so tough. Because like you as a communication expert, you're doing just an amazing job where you're giving them that confidence back, which I was not having at all. Like I was so lost. Everybody was calling me as a failure. I started calling myself as a failure. And that's when the journey of like, personality development started. And that's when like, one courses led to another, one book to another. And after completing all like, hundreds of reading, hundreds of book and implementing from that particular book, I made promise to myself that after reading hundreds of book, I will become an author of my own book.
Wow.
And that's when the journey started. And I was able to like, publish my own book, which is called as a Quit Mediocrity. And this is how journey started, Akansha, in a short.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I mean, your journey itself can be a long session itself. It can be a long session itself, and it is going to be so motivational and inspiring for all of us. Now, since the topic is about first impression, and we were before you joining, we were talking about why first impression is important, why personal branding is important, and we have discussed lots of each other's perspective. Now we want to understand your perspective. According to you, what is first impression, what is personal branding, and why it is important, especially in today's era? Yeah.
Absolutely. So see, everything is about a first impression, I would say. You see, the moment when you go to some kind of a shopping mall, the first impression is, hey, I think so, I need to go and get that top, or maybe I need to go and get that particular t-shirt. And then after, when we take that cloth in hand, and then when we see, hey, I don't think so the material is good, then we keep it. Correct? Neither, again, like, as a human nature, 90% of time is we judge a book by its cover, and that is the truth. 10% of the people, they don't judge like that, but 90%, as a human nature, it is ingrained that we judge everybody by their looks, by each and everything, because that's a human nature. But if you ask me that whether is that the right thing, I would say no, it's not the right thing, but we don't have any choice. That is how the people are ingrained as a human nature. But universe, God, how do they judge us? They judge us who we are from within, not by the looks, by the possession we have, or the cars, the you're wearing a suit, or maybe like, you got a great height, you got a great this. No, but the God, they like, God judge us from who we are from within. Correct? So that is the truth. But end of the day, we are dealing with people, right, Akansha? So end of the day, if we are dealing with the people, it's very much important to build that particular trust within that particular people. That's why the first impression is very much important. What happens when you are able to create that powerful first impression? When you are able to create a powerful first impression, the doors on the other side of a trust gets open, and people love to know you and know about you more. And the moment if you're not able to create that powerful first impression, the doors is closed from the other end.
Okay.
People are not interested in talking to you because the first impression itself is very bad. You don't know, you're not groomed well, you don't know how to dress well, you don't know how to behave. People are not interested and they don't want to open their door and open for that conversation. Do you agree with that? Right?
Yes.
So even if we go to some events or anywhere, we start seeing, and there is a rule which is called as the first 7 seconds rule.
Okay.
Within the first 7 seconds, a first impression is being judged, is been created. Now, what happens within first 7 seconds? The moment when I turned on my camera, I was also being judged in the first 7 seconds. Same everybody is judging every other people the moment they see the new faces or anything, something new. In the first seconds, what they see is, hey, how is he looking? What kind of income he might be earning? Hey, see, what color he is wearing? Hey, see, is he a dark? Is he a fair? Hey, is he this? There are 10 to 14 questions already we are thinking about that particular person, or under we are doing that check mark. This is good, this is right, this is good, this is right. So the power of a first impression is when the first impression is right, everything we are taking a great check mark. Hey, I think so. I want to meet that person and I want to know more about that person because that person has a very great impression. And then second thing comes is your expertise, where you are expert in communication. Have you seen, met so many people that they are dressed well, they are look amazing, but the time they open their mouth, you feel like running away. They are speaking some rubbish. They are speaking some negative. They are speaking something, there is a bad vibe started coming the moment they open their mouth. So it is also very much important, not only the first impression that you got a tick mark and you have the people started trusting it and people want to talk to you. Then the second doorway is when you're opening your mouth. That's what the communication is also very much important, the way you communicate and the way you are saying different things. So that is why the book is still judged by its cover. It's not in our hand. It's as a human nature, we still judge each and everybody by its cover. So to anytime, maybe if you are in a corporate or any setting, if you really want to make an impact, you need to have a great first impression. If you want to get a growth, if you want to willing to come up with a new opportunities, you should be having a very great first impression. I'll give you a very small example. You might be able to, your audience will be able to connect this. Imagine that you're working in a corporate IT field. Okay, there are so many different companies and you are working in the 4th floor. Okay, and once you're coming out of your company, you're in the lift, you're with your friend, and there is a lineage of where you're working is there, and you are just bitching about some managers who is working there. But you know very well that that person is not there. You're in the lift, there is some different employees working in a different company in the same building, they are there. And suddenly what happens after 2 days, you come to know, the manager comes to know, hey, what you were talking about me. Because what was happening is there was somebody who was close to, maybe that person from a different company was a friend of your manager, and he told there was a guy somebody who is talking about nonsense about you. So what was the first impression about that particular person in that particular lift? We might thinking that there is nobody listening. It just doesn't matter, because one of the code of honor you said, it's not about we. It's not about koi dekh raha hai, nahi dekh raha hai. It's no. We need to make sure that we are seeing ourselves first. We are listening to ourselves first. So that's why it is very much important, to create the powerful first impression, so that not only you will be able to open for connections with others, there will be a lot of doors will be started start opening for you for more opportunities.
Got it.
Yeah, Akansha.
If I use the analogy, like you were talking about the book, right? So your first impression is the book's first impression, that people go and pick that book, right?
Correct.
The communication comes that when people read the page and then they will read the brief and they will say, yes, now I'm interested to read that book. So I think it's interlinked and it's interwoven.
It's correlated, yes.